Okay, another really common design that people like doing is a snowman. So I'll do a really basic snowman here. And actually, this is one that kids have done over the years, um, and done some really nice designs with. So the first thing I do, start with, um, it actually looks kind of better if you use ellipses, slight ellipses, and not just circles. So we'll have to dimension this. Just slight ellipses, not perfect circles, kind of flattened out circles. Let's see what we got here for ellipse. All right, so that's about 0.3. Okay, I'll let that be. I want this measurement. That's the one I want. I want this to be about 2 inches wide, so this will be 1.0. All right, all right. So now, I'll do another one up here, start in the middle. And the other trick here is to make sure you overlap them a bit. More than you think you should, actually. So if the middle one's going to be like that, all right, I'm actually going to move this. Oh, I'm actually going to move it down a little bit. All right, want to overlap them pretty decently. And then if I'm going to do the head, don't make the head too small. It's another common thing that kids do, and it ends up looking silly. Make sure the head. See, I'm probably make this head even bigger than that. Believe it or not, this one a little rounder, maybe the head. Right. Um, Again, I'm gonna move this one down. I might make it a little bit bigger. You don't have to overlap the head quite as much, but the middle and the bottom, it's best if you overlap it. I'm going to make this head a little bit bigger. It should be. Oh boy. There we go. I'm going to make it a little taller. All right. All right. Then you trim off the middle stuff. All right. And then now this is the trick here, right? It will be a circle from the top. So uh, what we're going to do is put a line down the center. All right, I'm actually going to trim off one side. I'm going to have to do this side because the dimension's on the other side. All right, and then I'm going to revolve that about this axis. And there's a basic snowman shape. Now you can go back and mess with things. Lots of people usually will flatten off the bottom maybe. I guess if it's hanging from a tree, you can leave it that way, but sometimes people flatten off the bottom. Um, and then it can actually stand, okay? Um, all right, so let's go ahead and add the buttons to this front, all right? I'm gonna go plane. It's gonna be tangent to surface and parallel to plane. So that's surface, tangent to. And then we want it parallel to this plane, all right? And I click the middle ones, and you'll see where this put it. Put it right up against the face. Now I was trying to show this in the tree, but it wouldn't let me do this. Now we're starting to sketch on this plane. All right, the buttons. You want to make things bigger than you think initially. So the buttons, I'm going to make them kind of goofy big. All right, but I assure you, when you go to 3D print this, you're going to want them to be large. Otherwise, you won't see them. It won't print very well. All right. Actually, I could have patterned that. That might have been the way to go. Actually, I'll use a tool that you guys should know. So, rectangular pattern, that geometry, and which direction. Oh, I need a line there to pattern it. I guess I can't select an axis. No. All right. So I'll draw a line. I'll make it a construction line. I'll just put it right down the middle here. All right, so I hit line, the construction, then I'm gonna do my rectangular pattern. Bam, bam, direction along that line. Make 3. Let's see, 0.25. We'll make them right against each other, so I want to make it a little bit bigger than that. 0.3. That looks pretty good. Okay. Might actually now move this center one up a little bit, get it centered in on this sphere. Finish sketch. I'm going to try embossing it. Let's see if I can emboss. Alright, now I'm not going to hit wrap the face. 0.1 depth. Probably going to be a little bit thick. Let's try 0.5. Now, it being a simple ellipse, I think it'll emboss. Okay, so actually that's way too big. But it did emboss, so that's good. What did I do? I did 0.5, 0.05. Alright. It did emboss because it's a nice, but notice it comes straight out, right? If I hit wrap the face, I wonder if it'll work. If we wrap it to this face, no, it's not going to do it. It'd be nice if it could, but being an ellipse, it's not going to. That's too bad. Or no, this way, let's try that, wrap the face. No. I hit accept, it's not going to do it. Alright, so I guess I can't do wrap the face. That's alright. Oh. I'm going to throw it back on that face. Alright. That's alright, just a minor. If it was spherical, it may have gone. I don't know, maybe not. Anyway. And you do similar things for the nose and the eyes. Now the nose, maybe you'll do a button nose, maybe you want to do a corn cob. Corn cob, I'll show you that. That would be a revolve. But you're gonna want to, if you want to place it right in the middle of his face, coming kind of straight out, you can do that. That's pretty easy. You got to make a plane, that plane visible. All right, start a sketch on that plane. All right, and then think about where you want it to go. Do you want it to come out here? All right, then you can probably could draw a. Oh, I guess it depends how you want to do it. If you wanted to do, there's all different ways you can do it. You can draw a line. Let's just make it simple. I'm going to start it well within the center there. All right. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to round off the front here. So I'm going to make an arc in here just to kind of round it out a little bit. And then trim off this stuff. All right. And if I want to make it longer, I think I can grab this and lengthen it out a bit, although it's starting to make it look kind of weird on the one edge. All right. Now, a couple ways to go here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm doing that wrong. I'm going to make the one line flat. My bad. I want to revolve it. There's the line. Okay. Can't see. Come off that extra. Can't see everything. All right, let's revolve it, and then I'll see about maybe. Well, I can do an arc now. Come off this part. Finish sketch. Revolve. This is going to be too small. I'll make it a little bigger. All right. So that's a little small. All right, what I would do is go back into this sketch, and I'm going to change my view here. View, shaded with hidden edges. I'm just going to grab this and move down a bit, make this thing a little more dramatic. All right, something like that. The face now, couple ways to do that. This is interesting. So for the face, you want to do a smile, right? You want it to be on this surface. Probably would do an emboss as well. Add another plane, tangent to the surface like we did for the buttons, make the dots, emboss them on. Then you probably want to like fill at the edge, or if you wanted to just cut it in, you can emboss, do a cut. Same thing with the eyes. The hat, though, the hat is a little bit different if you want to do a hat. I've had different people do different things over the years, like a top hat or a snow hat, that sort of thing. The arm you can do. Let me show you the arm. All right, this is going to get a little while. I'm going to make this plane visible for the arm. I'm going to make this plane invisible. I'm going to make this plane invisible. I'm going to start a sketch on this plane. All right. For this arm, let's say I want to go out. You can get kind of wacky with these. You can make them interesting. Fingers and stuff if you wish. Hands, whatever I'm going to say. All right, finish sketch. Now, here we go. Plane. Normal to axis through a point. Click that. All right, click on this axis and then the end point. And that puts a work plane there. Then on that work plane, I'm going to start a sketch. All right, it's going to be a circle. Actually, let's make it a polygon. Well, we can do a circle. I don't know. I think a polygon would look cool though. Polygon, let's make it a six-sided hexagon. Make it kind of big. All right, kind of big. And then we're going to sweep that tape along this path. Just select the path, that shape along that path. All right. But we got to taper it. Let's try minus 10. See if it does it. See, it's not giving me a preview. That's not good. I'll try it as a new solid. No? Okay. Negative 30. I'm surprised it's not doing it. Let's hit OK and see what happens. Oops. Maybe I got it. Oh, okay, so negative 30 too big. Negative 10. Is it just taking time to do it? Let's see what happens. Nope. All right, maybe I have to make that sketch smaller. All right, I'm going to continue the snowman. I was having problems when I was trying to sweep this arm yesterday, so I had to go back and do a couple things. I don't know what it was. It was something with this sketch. Actually, the video ran like 10 minutes of me just trying to troubleshoot why it wouldn't sweep, which is not an uncommon thing to happen in Inventor, where you spend all this time trying to do something, doesn't work, and then you go back and you just delete a sketch, redo it, and it works. Well, that was the case here. So I was trying a hexagon to sweep the arm, and I drew the arm and then the hands, and I think it might have been something to do with the hands or something to do with the point where these two lines intersected. I'm not sure. The video pauses for a second there right before I start in with this little talk. I'm wearing a different tie and a slightly different shirt, I suppose, today. So let me just show you. Now I went back and I just started a new sketch. I redrew the circle. And now when I try the sweep, it works the way it's supposed to work. At least it should. I guess that was yesterday I figured that out. But yeah, now it works fine. Then I'm going to adjust the taper. That might be a little too much. Minus 3. Yeah, let's go minus 4. All right. And we have this nice snowman arm now. All right. So then maybe you want to add in another stick here and here. All right. So you can start another sketch on this work plane. All right. We'll start a line. gonna want to start it down farther than you think. All right. I wonder if, and then I'll start one out over here too. All right. Finish sketch. I'm gonna make this work plane not visible anymore. I'm gonna make that work plane not visible anymore. I'm gonna start a work plane tangent to surface through an edge, or no, sorry, normal to curve at a point, at this point. All right. I'm gonna start a sketch on this work plane. Should be right, oh boy, gotta zoom out and zoom in here to get where I wanna get. All right, I'm gonna draw a circle. I'm gonna change my view, shaded with hidden edges. All right. I'm gonna start a sketch right at the center here. I think about that big. All right, I'm gonna sweep that up now. The path. I'm gonna taper this one down also. -3. Let's try maybe a little more on the -4. All right, same taper. There's that. And I would do the same thing. I gotta make that sketch visible again. I would do the same thing there on this side, and then I could do another arm down here. In the same procedure, I could actually probably mirror that. It would be up. I wonder if I could mirror it that way and then also down to make it like a inverted mirror, like a reflection opposite. So I have that work plane down the middle of it. Let's make this plane visible. If I mirror this, all of this features this and this, mirror plane, I can do that, can I? Oh no, that selects the plane. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, I guess I can't. I wanted to flip it somehow, but I guess I can't do that. It's unfortunate. I could do that. Kind of bizarre. No, that's dumb. I want that down there. There must be a way to do that. I could probably then mirror, maybe I could mirror this then under a plane. I'm just trying to save some work here. But anyway, there you go. Now the hat, I would draw on this plane, turn on the visibility there, start a sketch here. And again, this is a rip off of somebody's from last year. That was pretty clever. They made a hat, kind of, you know, let me see, how did they do that? Made a brim. It's gonna be too big. I'm gonna constrain it in a second here. All right, make these lines perpendicular. This line perpendicular to that line. This line perpendicular to that line. This line perpendicular to that line. Oh, that one's already there. This line perpendicular to that line. All right, it should all be perpendicular now. Finish sketch. Revolve this surface. Oops, not extrude. Revolve this. About this. Hit OK. It's looking pretty good. All right, and so on. So, you know, the eyes I'm going to have to do. All right. I'm going to have to add a work plane in there. So let's see. How do I want to do that? I'll put an eye right about there. All right. Probably going to cut it in. So how do I want to do that? Let's make a work plane parallel to plane or offset from plane. There's one. I'm going to put it on the level that I want the eye. All right. So I want that the eye. You can, you know, get close here, but then you might make it a little bit higher. 2.5, where does that put me? Too high? That might be a good spot for the eye. Kind of like right here. All right. I need a work. I need a point. I need a work plane tangent to the surface, but I need a reference, right? To make a work plane tangent to the surface, I gotta be able to. I need a point on there. You turn, or it needs to be parallel to another plane, which I don't have, or it needs to be through an edge, which I don't have. Let me start a sketch here. All right, I'm going to project this geometry. Aha, it's not going to do that. All right, you ready for some high-level stuff? I'm going to start a 3D sketch. 3D sketch, an intersection curve. All right, intersection curve. We'll put a line where two things hit each other. So look at that. I put a line right where this plane hit this solid head. And now I'm going to finish that sketch. I'm going to add a work point where I want the eye to be. I need, let me see here, point. I want a point to be where I want to put it. I want it to snap here, and then I want it to be right there. But it's not going to let me do that. I need another work plane. Oh, this is terrible. All right, so I'm going to do a work plane at an angle to an original plane. Let's see. Parallel to plane through a point, offset from plane. I guess I could make it offset from this plane. And I'm just move it forward where I want the eye to be positioned, which is kind of bizarre. That's not the work plane I want. Plane, offset from plane, from this plane. I want it to be right about where I want the eye to be. Oops. Okay. There you go. Now I can do a point. Intersection of plane and a line. I'm going to intersect this plane and this line. Puts a work point there. All right. And I'm going to make. So it looks crazy. I know. I'm sorry. All this to be able to put something on a sphere, right? I got to make all these planes not visible. There's too many planes visible right now. Now where is this work plane? This work plane's with something here. But I want it to not be visible, but who knows? That's one of my later work planes. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Turn off the visibility of that work plane. All right, so now I'm also going to turn off the visibility of that sketch. All right. So now I got to put a work plane tangent to a surface through a point. So tangent to this surface through that point. All right. Now I can make my eye. And watch, after all this, I'm going to start a 2D sketch. After all this effort, it's going to end up being weird looking. So I'm going to cut the eye in here. All right, let's just get a feel for this and see how this eye is looking. That side, it's too far over, isn't it? It's not on the right. It's like his eyes are gonna be too wide set here. Should be like more over here. Oh, that's too bad. Anyway, I'm just gonna mess with that. Extrude it in. Cut extrusion. Make it 0.25. Make it 0.1. All right. So he's coming to life, although looking kind of weird. Turn off the visibility of that plane. Turn off the visibility of that work point. I can mirror that now. Mirror this feature across this plane. Okay, yeah, so it's too wide set. I'd want to fix that up, but not too bad. It's a lot easier to add work planes tangent to other surfaces, parallel to other planes, right? The whole thing is, how do you get a work surface exactly at that point? Well, you got to get a point on the surface, and that's the whole trick. But anyway, hopefully this is informational and will help you out.